Hello there and welcome to your manager's tutorial. So I will make this as succinct as possible for you. You may have already seen the videos for the registrations for yourselves as parents and for the children, and hopefully by now your parents are registering themselves and their kids as well to go through to your team. So the next step then, this is where things start to come to life for you as managers. If you set yourselves up as a manager, you will have had that message back from myself to say that that's all done. And now we've had the demonstration at the managers meeting, I'm now going to release that access to you so you can now manage your team completely. So to support you through that, we're just going to talk through a few things tonight. So you can see the home pages back here. You've got your account that you can log back into. You should be very familiar with that now. And as you can see, the website's coming along. Before I drop into the back office, I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of teams. So give you an idea of what you're looking for. Now, on Teams, I'm going to pick on my own because I've done something very basic on there. So you can see on here now, you've got that horrible photo at the bottom and that face that you're going to have a look at for a bit longer. You've got some team info and you've got your kit sponsors as well. All this is information that you now manage and control and have got full ownership of for your teams. If you need any support and guidance with it, then just let us know and we can certainly help you with that. But it's a great space, as you can see on here, to be able to give this to your away teams. When anybody asks you any questions, you say, yeah, go onto our website. You can get my details, phone number, directions for our grounds, things like that, and find out a bit about the team. I'll also just point out at this point, you're going to have fixtures, results, and league tables for those of you in competitive. Some great news for you here is I will show you in a further tutorial how we can pinch some code from the FA full-time website that we can drop into the back end, and that will allow all your fixtures and results all to pull through automatically onto this site. So all your parents can log on, have a look, and you can see all your results, and it'll look absolutely fantastic for you. Puts us head and shoulders above the rest. But I'll show you how to do that at a later date, but it's just giving you an idea of what you're going to see in the background now. You've also got something called player profiles. You will again have the choice of whether you switch these on or off. Obviously, if you're in the younger team's age and you don't want to be putting the names and details like that onto the website, then that can stay off. Obviously, if you want to put them on and you're in the older teams, then that option is there available to you, and I'll go through that as well. So there's an idea of what it looks like front end. So let's go into the back end. On the right hand side, you will now see that you've got a new button that's appeared called Control Panel. So we'll give the Control Panel a click. So this has gone straight into the dashboard. So again, you can just make sure you check your profile at this point of view. So you've got your personal profile up here and all the details you registered. You've also now got manage your role as a club official. Just take a minute to pop in there, populate your fan number, make sure you click on the details on there, and it's all ready to go for you. But you're going to click into Control Panel, and welcome to the back office side of things. So you can click from top left to get back into the live site, and that allows you just to toggle between the front and back. Down the left-hand side there, you've got a few options. You've got the teams, so I'll come back to that in a minute, the fixtures, the members, payments, and players. Notice how there's a little box of 6. This is the next important step that I'm going to talk you through. First and foremost, payments. Please leave the payments section alone. The finance team for the club will handle all this, but just to give you an idea, when you go into products, you'll see that you've got our monthly fees that will be taken by direct debit, and you've got the functionality to be able to assign those to players. As I said, please leave that alone until further notice. It is the plan that we allow you as team managers and coaches to be able to do that job, but for now, we'll set that up to start with the finance team. So the next bit you've got is players. Now, as a parent already, you've gone on and you've registered your children to your team. So if I now look at my team, When I click into moderation, I can see that I've got all my players for the Sharks that have done it. And very simply, all I'm going to do is click all the boxes just to say, yes, they're all mine. If you come across somebody that's not on your team and has managed to click on the wrong button by accident, please let me know and I can sort that out for you. You have got an option to reject it, so feel free to click the button and reject it, but please just give me a heads up on that. So I've ticked them all and I'm just going to confirm the selected. All that's doing is it takes it out of the back-end registration system and assigns it to your team. So you've accepted them and taken ownership of those players into your team. As parents, you will notice after you've registered your children that it says under there that it's waiting for the team admins to authorize that. If you now check on your details on your phone for your own children, you'll see that they're now no longer in that limbo state waiting to be claimed. It's now been done. So once that's been done, you've then got some more options under the players. So you can now assign those players that you just brought on board to your season. Just to point out there that with that player moderation, if you have got a couple of late stragglers or you've got some late players joining your team over the summer, you'll be able to just do them ad hoc as they come through. So you can see on here that you've got space to put all the shirt numbers to put them in. So that can be done. You can then select them and then you can add them to the season by clicking on save, and that's done. You'll also notice on the top right that you've got the seasons there, so it's pointless going back in time, but you could complete it now if you just wanted to put it in so you can get them populated for this season, but really you're looking at next season to get all this ready for. So once you've done that, it's done. Player profiles, we mentioned that on the front page. If it is your wish to have a look, you can, from your team, select the player you want, and I could even write that Harry Battle is the best defender in the world, and that will then display on your front page on the website. Anything you want to put on there. Profile pictures really important. Get them uploaded. This eventually we'll be able to take the details out the back end of this system and register it all the whole game, so it'll be ready for next year's season. So please go through and make sure you do that. Sponsor details. Fun facts, if you want to fill them in, these are the types of things that will show on the front page as it goes through. So feel free to do that. That is all yours to play with. Just make sure in any of these you click on save so it's done. Okay, then if we go up to members, I'll just show you what's in there. If you click on that members database, that has then got all of the parents and all of the children. So you can see the status in the middle. You've got an outline blue silhouette, which is your player, and you've got your ticks in there to say that they are the parents. Now, if you had someone on here that had an X but not a tick, that is because the person signed up as an adult to the club, but they haven't ticked that accept button within their email. So you can make sure that they do that. Again, you can see the roles down the side as well, and you can edit any of these. So if there's any mistakes in any of these players that need amending, and you can certainly go in and you can update these details. I would really encourage you to tell your parents that they own it. It's their profile. They need to change an address, change a phone number, ask them to do it. It takes the weight off your shoulders so you don't have to. But if you did, because someone said, oh, I've made a slight mistake, you can just click in here and update the details as you go. So I'm going to take us into the team. So on the front page a moment ago, you saw that we'd put some text on that team page. I've got activate player profiles that are on there. I can take them off if I don't want them on, and non-competitive. So because we are under 10s and below, we do need to tick that box for non-competitive. So please make sure you've done that. Player statistics is something else that you can look at as you get into the more senior teams, but there are some guides on that if you want some support. Team photo, just make sure it's landscape. Please go and put one in. Again, that will appear on your web page and it'll make you look fantastic and stand out on there. This text, feel free just to go in and put that bold text in. If you know what you're doing and you feel a little bit adventurous, there is an option to switch from that design mode into HTML. Anyone knows what they're doing with HTML, you're a better man or lady than I, but you can have that opportunity to write in HTML and just make it a little bit more snazzy, and I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. So in the design mode, you can see at the top, whilst you can make things bold and switch the case up and down, you're very limited. If you want to make things colorful like I've done there, the best way to do it is to write it in Word and just copy and paste it straight back into here. It's done. All I would say is make sure you click update, and then it goes from there. So just to recap then, teams, you're in full control now of putting some information on here for your teams. We really encourage you to populate this. There's nothing worse than looking through a club's website and seeing blank teams. So just go and put some basic details in there. If you do struggle, if you do get stuck, then if you just want to write some text down on a message and send that through, we can help and support and get that uploaded. Not a problem at all. Please help us out and start to do something. So that's the team side, that shows you on your pictures. Coming back to the most important parts, payments, as I said, leave that alone. Fixtures, leave that alone for now. I'll come back and we'll talk about how we can get the code from the FA site, and we'll see if we can get some centralized support to get that done on your behalf. But the biggest thing for you to be doing today is the players, player moderation, assign them into your teams, and then assign those players into that next season. Any questions, any problems, any issues, please just give us a shout and we can do that for you. Just going to toggle back into that live site to give you an idea around some of the other ideas that you can do, providing that you know how to do it. With HTML text, as I said before, if you know what you're doing, you can even come and create something like this. So you can see here, our Predators have got some lovely photos that they've managed to put on, a little carousel that goes on, talking about the team. Obviously, they're saying that they're the best team in the club. I do wonder how many people will be on it. But again, just some examples of how you can see the sponsors bringing to life and the people in there as well. Well done, Andy, for sorting your photo out and putting that on. Neil, I'm sure you won't be far behind before you get your photo uploaded as well. So that's about it from me, a whistle-stop tour of what you need to do as those important next steps, just to look out for your parents and that registering and getting your team set up. As I said, we will be back next month just to give you an idea of how we can get some of that coding in to get your fixtures and everything displaying through as well on here to start making that difference on your site. Okay, thank you very much.